Welcome to Let's Talk Fashion, brought to you by Bangalore Fashion Week. This year we are celebrating our Silver Jubilee and this is our summer edition. Guys, this evening I have with me Miss Nikki Mahajan. Ma'am, welcome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much for being a part of this show with me. It's truly a privilege to be able to speak to you, ma'am.
Good to have you to have me in your show. I'm very excited. It was a great show. We've just finished with the finale, and yes.
Please, ma'am, tell us about your designs tonight.
The collection is called, Wandering Nomad, which means that we have taken inspiration from cross cultures across the world. So we have a bit of Spain, we have something from Persia, we have something from the Indian heritage. So it's literally as if I literally have traveled all over, picked up the nuances from all the cultures. We've created prints, we've done embroideries. So it's like a cross culture, an amalgamation of a lot of techniques and a lot of cultures.
Beautiful, ma'am. You've traveled the world. Your name is out there. What about our Indian heritage keeps you rooted to our country?
Indian heritage for me has been the paramount reason why I'm even what I am today. Because when I started way back, like almost like 38 years back, there was, people used to tell me, why would we wear anything from the Rabari tribe? Or why would we wear mirror work? It's so bulky, we don't want to see it. So I embarked on a journey where I went and spoke to all the tribes, whether it was Kutch or Bhuj or Karnataka, literally for Suzni work, and I improvised. And I said, okay, this is like a thick garment. Let's do the same thing in something more wearable and let me take it out. Not only did I bring it out to our country, I took it international. I took it all over the world.
Wow.
So today I see that we have fabulous. What we have is insane in terms of a repertoire of culture, of techniques, and it's in so many years it's not finished. I keep on pulling it out. It's like a box of things where every day something new comes out and you keep thinking. But the only thing is, we as designers, it's not just me, this whole new generation of designers is reinventing everything.
That's true.
And we're bringing it out. Like for example, in the show, there was a lot of Persian print, which was, we took it out of small fragments from museums and we digitalized it. And it looks so real. And that is all technology. It's all AI. It's a whole lot of technology which we didn't have when we started as designers. But now, because of technology, I can bring to you, lots and lots of things which are just lying hidden somewhere. So this is what the show was all about: bringing out cultures.
Wow, so amazing, ma'am. And you have a marriage between culture and reinvention with AI and, how the modern world works, right? And I've noticed you have a lot of prints and beadworks on your outfits. Have you stuck with this throughout your journey?
Throughout, it's always been my endeavor, because I just feel this country has way, way too much. And we don't have the marketing policy which would take it out. Like if you go to a small Spanish town, there's a tiny little church. They will bring it out. They will do so much around it. Right. But in India, every nook and cranny, there's just so much to see. But we don't have the infrastructure to expound on it, to bring it out to people. So I just feel that whatever I can do, whether, is to speak the language of my country, to bring it out. It's fabulous.
Beautiful, ma'am. For over 30 years you've been in this industry. You've had so many milestones. Please tell me a little bit about that journey of yours.
So I was really young when I started, and with lots of hope and a whole lot of excitement, because I started discovering this country then and there. I would go and work with the tribes and all. My biggest milestone was I went to a very tiny little village in Uttar Pradesh, and we got grass, long grass, which was growing in marshes, and I made a fabric out of it.
Wow.
which was called Reeds, and I got the government's appreciation award. I must have been around, it must have been around 2004 or 5. And that was a huge achievement because that fabric became so popular that it has been used all over the world. And we just use grass. Now that was my first endeavor in using sustainability, which is such a big thing now.
That's true.
But I did it 20 years back, and I started that whole journey of, bringing out things and environment friendly fabrics. And now, of course, you have a whole lot. But that was a big achievement for me at that point.
That's wonderful, ma'am. You made a fabric out of grass.
Grass. And, it's not now viscose you can make, out of fiber and all.
Right.
But yes, it was called Reeds. And the government recognized me for that.
You just taught me something new.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And now I get the name of the little place, Bhagalpur.
Bhagalpur.
Yeah.
So wonderful. And you said you've visited tribes and
I've worked
very
all over the
closely
country,
worked with
and not only in India, I go abroad also. I've got a big trip planned up for Uzbekistan because that's going to be my next show.
Really?
I'm planning one in October, but I will first go study the place.
Mm-hmm.
Similarly, in India, I think I've been to Madhubani, to Mandava, literally to the tiniest, little cities and towns and rural areas, stayed with them, understood the way they work.
That's wonderful.
Yes, and mostly tried to help them come out.
Mm-hmm.
Because they would, like a Gujarat tribal woman would wear very thick woven fabric, like a coat. Mm-hmm. And in the desert, they wear black, so that the heat disappears, doesn't absorb like that. Now, I made that same fabric in a very fine sheer fabric and made dresses out of it. So that's the whole journey, reinventing to kind of bring out the little nuances in our culture. It's amazing what we have.
You have reinvented, you have redefined, and you've also set trends for us, right?
Yeah, and this journey is not ended. I don't know. It's just I just feel this still like a huge amount
journey for you.
Yes,
that's wonderful. So what do you think the future of fashion looks like for us as Indians?
It's not just the future of fashion. I think as Indians, we've got that attitude. Mm-hmm. We have an opinion now. There's nothing holding us back.
That's true.
Yeah, it's just not, and it's not just like you don't have just fashion. With fashion, you need a whole lot of other stuff which comes with it. You just can't sit down in your room and make fashion and do designs and do all that. You need the backup.
Right.
Now we have the backup. We have people, we have agencies, we have youngsters, a whole new generation who will help market what we do.
That's true.
Because in India, I think I knew how to design. I can design. For me, it's in my blood. You tell me I can design 365 days, 24 hours. But I don't know how to market.
Right.
I don't know how to speak the language of my creativity. Now I feel that I have a whole generation standing behind me who are listening to me and are bringing forth what I have to say. And social media, it's amazing for us because at least whatever we're doing, whatever hard work we're doing, we're being able to bring it out. One button and you reach 1 million people.
I definitely think that your clothes
and then the whole world is looking at us, no?
It definitely deserves the attention it's getting.
It's been like literally 38 years in the fashion industry. But I just feel I'm just still beginning because now it's exciting.
It is exciting.
Yeah, because there's so many people standing behind me ready to bring everything forth.
That's true. And you were saying that you brought sustainability into the fashion industry.
Yeah, almost 20 years
back. It was even a trend, right?
Yes.
Now almost every brand out there wants to be sustainable.
It's not a trend. It's environment.
That's true.
We are trying to save it. It's not a trend.
I stand corrected.
Because it's not. It's just not us. Because look at global warming.
Right.
Look what's happening. Look at the whales all dying. If I'm a huge animal lover, I just want everything.
So nice.
We are working towards saving the planet, and I want to play a huge part in it. For me, it's very important to be a part of this journey.
So
if the fashion industry really adopts it, every little piece of fabric which gets left behind, you can't imagine, like in your garment, I have at least this much fabric which gets left out, you know. So how we use that, what we do, we recycle it, we make books out of it, we do newspapers. Fabric can be made back into fiber, no?
That's true.
Yeah,
really?
You can reweave it. We do lots of things. We work with a lot of small scale industries. We give it to them, the fabric. They make dolls out of it, books out of it. A whole lot of, I mean, our quilts are so famous. So yeah, it's exciting.
There's so many youngsters out there who look up to you, right? And you said you've started fashion designing when you were 24, 25. I would like to know what was that moment that made you realize that you wanted to become a fashion designer?
I think I have. So when I started, there was no fashion designer. There was no concept of a fashion designer. I have been very, very interested in creativity. So it doesn't need to be fabric. It could be a door which inspires me, or the bark of a tree. So I started designing as young as 10 or 11. I was very interested in mostly the history of textile.
Really?
And the more I saw, which was not much because I was very young, I was in school. But yeah, whatever little I saw, it got me more and more interested in it. I started, it just happened. It's just there in my blood. It's like
wonderful.
A DNA.
It definitely shows.
Yeah.
Definitely shows.
Very young. I think 8 or 9 I was in a convent. So they, taught us how to do silai, just like normal. But I would sit and embroider, my clothes and hankies and everything very young.
Yeah. Right. And you still stick to embroidery and beadwork and glass work.
Because we have so much. You keep on indulging, you keep on, digging into that box, and it keeps on coming out.
And you've worked with some of the biggest, brands out there internationally, right? And you carry your footprints with those brands. Ma'am, what does that mean to you to be able to carry Indian heritage out there?
So that's exactly what I wanted to do from the word go. I wanted to speak my language. I want to be heard. I want people to not stand there and say, oh, wow, look at her. I want them to look at what we have and say, how is that even possible? So I'll give you a very small story. I was at the Dusseldorf fair in Germany. And this was probably the first or second fair that I took, abroad. I didn't know what to do. I was young again. And this buyer comes and stands in front of my booth and he says, are these clothes made on earth? And that was life-changing for me, because I realized that what we have, they don't know.
Right.
And I tell my story to them, to the whole world. And it's still a very big story. Still a lot to be told. The West is fascinated because look at our culture, it's like insane. Yeah.
Right, ma'am. I'm so excited to watch what you have in store for us in the future.
Oh yes.
Right?
Yeah.
What was your experience like with Bangalore Fashion Week, ma'am?
So this is, I think, the second or third time that I've come here, and it's amazing. The team is so good. So for us as designers, it's, we have an expression. And to translate that expression is a whole lot of people behind us. So I have just brought my clothes. Now I need the ramp to be done. I need the audio visuals, the music, the makeup artists, everybody. I think the team is fab. And on top of everything, I think Feroz is a very earnest person. So he's, very passionate about what he does. So it's amazing, yes.
That's fantastic.
I think they did a wonderful job, and I'm very happy with the outcome because they translated my vision into that 20-minute segment very nicely. Yes, fantastic. The models, all.
Ma'am, thank you so much for having.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
It really was a pleasure having you.
Likewise.
I had the privilege of having this wonderful conversation with Miss Nikki Mahajan. I'm Hansika Sesh signing off. Until next time, let's talk fashion.